Welcome to Texas Truck Channel. Craig, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm checking out TRD John's Tacoma. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, don't touch it. It's not
I've got some ideas, maybe for ours.
Yeah, me too. Definitely got some ideas. All right, look, welcome to Texas Truck Channel.
Yes, that's the channel. Very good. I'm Craig.
This is Craig. Look at that. KO2's in that thing. I love you some Steelers.
Yeah. So if you tell them where we're at.
We're at Jambo. We're at Toyota Jamboree in Barnwell, Texas. We're Barnwell Mountain in Gilmer, Texas. This is basically Woodstock for Toyota people. It's such a freaking blast. I love it. And you're here for the same thing we're here for, the new 4Runner.
Yes.
This is the 6th generation. They've been doing this thing for 40 years now, and it's got a lot of legacy, and we're gonna talk all about it. Starting with the nose. This is in TRD Pro trim, and it's very similar to the Tacoma TRD Pro, but not exactly the same. The light bar's in a different spot, and you've got the Fu Manchu of the Tundra.
A little mini Fu Manchu, not mini full throttle, but
not the
you're
full
right.
one.
That's a good point. It is different than the Tacoma.
It is a little bit different. And also, I see here, there's also a good spot to put a tow hook that doesn't have one, but there are tow hooks right here. So you're covered. They got it handled. I like that a lot. Also has the rigid fog lights, which the pros get. Don't fall, Craig, you okay? We're not in the hill test. Craig just scraped his knee off camera. These can be amber or the LED color, which I like that a lot. And then you've got the integrated light bar that comes on with the high beams. That
is bright.
Dude, those are awesome. We are huge fans of those, which is part of the reason we put light bars on our truck. You get the dimensional big blocky Toyota letters, and of course you have the good camera system on this one. And because it's loaded up, you still get parking sensors and stuff like that you come to appreciate over time. Headlights, slightly different than Tacoma, a little bit different face on it, but not a whole lot. You've got more of a dip down here with a little faux inlet right there. Now, controversial point, we get asked all the time, and we have misspoken, Craig. We have misspoken and said that these are pre-pro, though they are actually going to be
That is the final product.
That is the final product. Also, this one looks way better than the ones we've seen before.
True.
Those were 3D printed. So
this is still a pre-pro as well.
Yeah, this is more than that. This is really one of 3 visual representations. This thing does run technically, but it's not really going to do what you want it to do. It's not production ready. Good fender flare coming out, but it is not meant for trails, Craig, because they make a trail hunter version that has a flat black. This, because it's the Pro, is meant for speed in the desert. That's why they're not worried about brushing up. That's why it's gloss.
That makes sense.
Official answer from Toyota on that. Coming down to wheel and tire, Craig, you get 18s just like you do on the TRD Pro from the Tacoma. And the reason why you have 18s, Craig, is because they are hybrid only.
Like the Land Cruiser.
Like the Land Cruiser, the hybrids get a bigger brake package than the non-hybrid. So that's why that's that way. They tell us you cannot get a 17 on here because of that. Now, biggest thing I noticed immediately when the press photos came out of this does not have Goodyear Wranglers on it. It has the Toyo Open Country AT3s on them.
Like these tires, actually.
We are a big fan on these. We've driven these on the GX550 recently. Quiet tire, good grip. We've trail read with it. It's awesome. Big fan of that. Suspension, you'll notice that is familiar to the Tacoma TRD Pro, but there are some differences. You get the billet upper control arm. You also get the Fox QS3 adjustable dampers, but these are not adjustable from in the vehicle. You come out here and actually switch a knob on it like a coilover would be, and that's effective. So that works out well. It's the same technology that Polaris uses on their high-end, fast side-by-sides. So
and it works well there.
It works really well there too. So it's gonna be good tech. You do get your badge on the hood, which people got to know.
And hood scoop.
And well, hood gloss. That's gonna hood scoop. Side mirror has a down camera on it for your 360 camera. Look, if you've driven a previous generation camera system, you're gonna love this. It's not a Motorola flip phone. This is a real deal. You get a step rail on the side with
this step rail.
This looks awesome. I like how it steps in where you're not stepping. And it has embossing on the side with TRD on it. Big fan of that. That thing's beefy. This is actually it's got a rail on the bottom. It's got a lip down there. So that's, look, I don't know if it's a full-on technical rock rail, but you can slide through stuff and keep yourself protected.
It's going to prevent you from damaging things.
Yeah, there is a variable in the back that is different from the others. The Tacoma version is that the bump stops are not in there for jumping. Now, you can still jump this if you want, but you don't have that extra protection the Tacoma has, and that's because of payload reasons. That's why that is that way. Otherwise, it's the same thing. Coil, 5-link in the rear, panhard bar, track bar, all that stuff, which we have on our truck and like it quite a bit. So this window right here is also a Q. You've got this slant that makes it look really cool, I think. And the way that this door handle is positioned really high if you get on profile, it's not that it's not a 4-door, but it looks kind of like, I don't know, it has a 2-door vibe to it for me. That's just me.
But it does keep the heritage of all this is the 6th gen 4Runner,
right?
40 years, and it kind of, you got a little bit of all the elements, all the different generations.
You've got this from the 1st gen, the angle on that, and then you also have these slight wrap-up glass.
Like that a lot.
From the 2nd generation. I'm really happy with that. I like that. Now, controversial out back, we've heard from our own staff, they don't like this taillight. Not naming names, but some people don't like this. I like it. I think it looks good.
I think it looks good.
I think it's just blocky enough to look like a 5th gen, just a little bit. It's in the family. Now, most importantly, Craig, the Land Cruiser has lost its tailgate. But the 4Runner has kept its rear window. It's a press and hold.
Oh, nice.
That is nice, just like the previous gen. So if you're used to that, if you're doing automotive photography, you know what this is and you appreciate it. And if you're my brother and you want to stick your head out the back like a dog, you can do that too. So that's pretty cool. Coming down to the bottom, you have the same exact trailer hitch we have on our Tacoma, but there is not a high lift jack point on either end. That is a variable. More importantly, the exhaust comes straight back instead of being on the side and in the way for off-roading.
Which is actually better.
Is better. Let's start it up and see if it sounds like anything at all. I don't know about you guys, that sounded pretty good. I don't know if it sounded good outside, but it sounded good inside. Let's get under the hood and show you what's power in. Popping under the hood, it is a heavy one. You've got your prop rod here, and you have, just like our truck, you've got the 2-stage hood holder. I like that. You do have a dampener isolator underneath.
Which we're told that makes a difference.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Our truck doesn't have that, the premiums do. And this being the TRD, it is hybrid only. It comes with the colder intake from the factory. It's actually got this right down here. It's conical inside there, pretty cool. And the red elbow.
That makes it go faster. That adds more power.
That's 10 horsepower right there. Yeah. Speaking of power, this thing's good for 326 horsepower combined with the hybrid powertrain and 465 foot-pounds of torque. That's a lot of twist. It's paired to the 8-speed automatic behind it, and it's got all these orange cables to be good for the environment. All right, check out the interior of the Craig. Let's go. All
right, let's check out the interior of the 6th gen 4Runner. And one of the best things, like Brian's already talked about, is this goes down. I just want to show it again. It's just too cool. We have to show it again. So, but let's open this bad boy up. Now, I will say that this is a pre-production model, so this would normally be power liftgate.
Yeah,
but
it does have power struts on it.
It does have it, just not here. It is hybrid. You can tell by a little bit higher load floor. But one of the advantages that does give you is it gives you, you don't lose really any space here. You just maybe space this way, but you still get
here
plenty
to
of,
there. Yeah. I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
But they do give you a cubby hole here, and so that's, you get a little bit extra storage. That's pretty nice. And you get some storage back here. You can put things
there's
or batteries.
Battery.
Yeah,
Okay.
so there's that.
Yep.
This one does not have a 3rd row, but you can get some 4Runners with a 3rd row. That's why you have cup holders back here. Very interesting.
Oh, you get some cubbies and stuff?
Yes. All right, Brian, one of the best things about being a hybrid is 2400 watt outlet right here. We're told what will happen is it'll tell you, hey, your car's going to turn off in an hour. Do you want that to happen or not? You just say no, and it just stays on. So the whole night you're camping, you just leave it on.
Pretty helpful.
Not a problem.
Question, do the seats fold flat to camp in?
Great question, because if you want to sleep in here without putting any additional platform or anything like that, I'm hoping maybe this higher raised floor, maybe it's flat. Let's see, Brian. Fold that down. We're going to send Brian up front and fold that down and see what we get.
Okay, well, that's how it flips up.
Okay, yeah, okay. So here's what's going to happen. So you have a little bit of a gap there. What you can do is you can put a pad here, or you can put some sort of inflated thing, and that would probably solve it and smooth it out. Plus, aftermarket support is going to be through the roof.
Deck systems and all that stuff. That's cool.
To the 2nd row. All right, on to the 2nd row, Brian. Let's check out the interior. Let's start with the door sill, because I like to know if it's padded or not. It's padded. You can sit in the back when you're cruising through the deserts with your family, and you get comfort. The door pull is nice, and it's just like the Tacoma, except you get more stuff for people, and so you get storage. Look at this. This is a designated bottle holder. It doesn't go down on the floor. It's right up top and high. That's really nice. Little JBL tweeter in the door too. Pretty nice, because this thing's loaded. Let's check out the doors, or the seats. See how they fold? They fold forward and then flip up automatically on their own, so you get plenty of storage. And then just like the Land Cruiser, you get a little bit of storage back here.
Yeah,
or toe straps or whatever else you may have. Let's put the seat back up though and check that out. And get in here. Let's get in the seat. It does not slide forward or aft. That's okay though, because Brian, what you may notice is we'll just give it away. This is a TRD Pro, but that's not an isodynamic seat like in the Tacoma. There are a lot of similarities. That's one unique difference. The reason being is because, look, TRD Pro Taco, you're gonna go jump stuff and you're not gonna have people behind you. 4Runner, you're gonna have people with you. You need the leg room, and it gives it to you. Look, we have some leg room here. That's a problem more so in the TRD Pro Tacoma, not in the TRD Pro 4Runner. The other thing you get in the 4Runner, Brian, rear AC. You don't get that in the Taco.
Big fan of that.
You get that here. Again, they care about the people, and that's important. I get a nice armrest with a cup holder that doesn't just flop to the floor. 2400 watts back here as well. USB-C, USB-C. Brian, do you fit?
I don't know. We got a sunroof. Let's see. I can tell you in the TRD Pro Tacoma, I do not. and I do here.
Interesting.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
Now I've got it recline a little bit.
True.
Not
Yeah,
all the
we can't.
way.
Yeah, and that's true. You do have the flexibility to recline in the seat.
I will say this is like in my visible line almost. I mean, it's just
there is a hump here. That's
but it
true.
counts. It does count, and I cannot do that in the Tacoma.
And it's because we have more space back here.
Exactly.
All right, to the front. All right, Brian, moving up to the front. Before we go any further, I got to talk about the distance in between these tires and the payload, Brian. It's a golden ratio. You may have heard of that. What's that from?
Oh, that's from Land Cruisers.
Yes, it's from the Land Cruiser. The same thing as that, and same thing as all these other Land Cruisers out here. 112.2 is the distance between these tires, which gives you, well, Brian, we've been in Gilmer, Texas, off-roading a lot, and we've had a lot of obstacles, and that 112.2 came in handy a lot.
It sure did.
It's almost like Toyota knows what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Let's check out the payload. Payload on this particular model, which we don't know if is 100% accurate, but it's 895 pounds. It's because you got a lot of stuff for people in here that you plan on sitting in here.
That, and you also have a softer suspension because it's the TRD Pro.
Softer suspension, exactly. Let's check out the door, Brian. Padded door, just like you do in the back. Of course, you have it in the back, you're gonna have it in the front. Door pull or armrest is padded as well, just like the Tacoma door. Very comfortable and very.
Tacoma. Yeah,
Now, Brian, interesting point here. You have memory seats.
Oh, that's nice.
You don't get that in the GX550.
What? Well, not in the Overtrail trim, at least.
Not in the Overtrail trim that we've had recently. Plenty of room for bottles and all that fun stuff. Let's get in the actual seat, because this is where the action happens, Brian. We get a powered steering wheel, which is really nice. I love that they give you that in this 4Runner. And then, Brian, you spent some time recently on a lot of buttons in our Taco.
Oh, I did.
Would you have liked to have these pre-wired auxiliary switches?
That would have been phenomenally helpful. I wish we could check that box in ours.
Anyways, they give you plenty of options here, which is nice. And there's how you control the light bar, the TRD light bar, which is really nice and really bright. We love that. And then, Brian, moving over here to the center console, it's just like, look.
You got everything.
We've seen this. It's in the Tacoma, and you know what? It works. One of the things we've noticed, interestingly, Brian, is the Tacoma versus the GX and 4Runner has a little bit more room than the GX.
It has more than an inch of legroom, or knee room more than the GX.
Interesting.
We measured this morning.
Do have Qi charging here in this particular trim, and plenty of cubby holes, which is really nice.
Charging port here, and was the Highlander pocket, which we like a lot.
Highlander pocket, yes, that's where we first saw it. And then, Brian, in this particular trim, we get the crotch chillers, which is very nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Love that. Seated or heated steering wheel, JBL removable Bluetooth speaker, which is awesome. And let's see, can we start this up?
Yeah, you bet you can.
Does the stuff work? Okay, let's start this bad boy up. It's pre-pro, so I can't promise anything. And the seat moves back to the memory spot, which is really nice. And then the becoming very familiar and trusted gauges that we're seeing in all the new Toyota stuff.
Module activation
it's pre-pro.
Okay, thank you.
Please make sure you are in an area with good cellular coverage and try again.
Okay,
good. Thank you. Okay, all right, good.
Contact your dealer.
Okay,
thank you.
Okay,
all right.
We may contact our dealer over that. I don't know. But anyways, very nice in here. And Brian, this is the, what do they call it, the 12-hour mark? Or?
It's the noon marker. Noon marker,
yes. Because, you know, when you're Bajaing with your family back there, you need to know where your steering wheel's at. All right, and then we do have the digital camera back here, which is nice. You can flip that, and you can go either way, regular or new school, which is really nice. And we get a little moonroof here. Brian, that's about it. There's really not much else to say except that here's the latest thing, and this is kind of the last of the TNGA F platforms that have come out that we have seen and got our hands on.
Last new one.
Yep. Love them all. They've done a really good job of uniquely putting them all in a unique space for each particular application, depending on what you want to do. And the 4Runner is going to fill a lot of needs. So.
It is, and we've been wheeling these things all weekend out here. They work.
They do.
They get it done.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And if you haven't been out here, come on out here. Let us know which 4Runner you're most excited about, which particular trim.
There's 9 trims.
There's 9 trims. I'd like the TRD off-road just like our truck, but this was pretty nice too.